This is the weekly chart for Ethereum. We are the last market high in wave 4B was inside of an ending diagonal. We expect the same to be occurring here. We have a valid bounce at the top of a level 1, just like with Bitcoin. It really is the same technical chart. Okay, now we're going to be showing an ending diagonal on the 4 hours and on the 1 hour chart. If this breaks, if the price action breaks out of that ending diagonal, we understand the relevance. We understand the relevance that this means that we have taken out or liberated one neckline, one cycle top, and moved altogether into another cycle top. And this would mean that we are doing a higher degree ending diagonal top. Alright, so this is a 4 hour chart for Ethereum. It's just like with Bitcoin, we're showing the last two ending diagonals. There is a fractal, definitely. There was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should have been the primary motive growth wave. It did a very big correction and was time prolonged. Now we have the same actual fractal of that ending diagonal occurring again on a strong 4 hour momentum positive plot. Alright, that does segregate internally into an Elliott structure. So the market wants us to believe or think that this is going to be another ending diagonal. We'll keep churning and breaking lower and just churn and reject at the cycle top. Okay, so let's understand what this means. If it's going to be churning and rejecting at the cycle top, we'd want to look at that 1 hour chart. You are here, you're going to reject at, that's what the market wants us to believe. You're going to reject at 200 point moving average. You're going to reject at 3,200, 3,300. That's it. If we even get to see it, we get to see it. Well, that's it. 200 point moving average. And that's it. We expect, because of the, you would want also to consider that because of these double fractals, the market is not going to reject at 3,300. We have 3,200 right here. The market is going to reject at 3,600 and 3,700. You're looking at this. There are fundamentals to drive us all the way to 3,600. So the market is not going to reject at the 200 point. It's going to reject above the 200 point, because it will go out of that internal ending diagonal that we're not showing into a higher labeled ending diagonal, because there is now a new fundamental driver and the market is trying to do a new head or shoulder. So we must have an elongated ending diagonal, just like what we were showing with Bitcoin. It's not showing again on the chart yet, but that's what we are really looking at, what we're expecting in the current trade, and therefore we'll have it, of course, showing our next coming charts. Whatever we're buying now, you could take longer term target projections at 3,648, 3,700. Almost most probable, very high probability, we're going to try and support on the 200 point moving average, and moving out of what we're seeing as ending diagonals on the 4 hours into a higher degree ending diagonal on the day. This is the next chart, of course, higher up on the 4 hours. Ultimately, we are not doing a head and shoulders. You're seeing here massive head and smaller shoulders for breakdown to test that lower ending, that neckline. This is the daily chart, today's daily chart. Because of the positive momentum plot on the 4 and 1 hour, this is going to keep moving higher. Momentum on the daily will move higher all the way to overbought levels and will test 200 point moving average and above. That's why it's almost certain that we are going to be seeing 3,600, 3,700. Remember, the fundamentals are pointing in that direction right now. All right, let's move on now to the trade itself. What will actually be entering, where we would be actually entering this market if we're not already in, or if we have already taken profits. We're looking here according to the cycle plot that we're having. We have an internal level 2 here. Definitely it is just the same like Bitcoin, but this one is more advanced. It already, I think, broke out into a 3. We're having now consistent momentum into a 3. There was an internal level 4, and therefore this segregates as a 3, this segregates as a 4. We had here an internal 1 and a 2, a higher degree, 1 and a 2. There's a 1 and a 2 here. Internally a 3 and a 4. This is our growth cycle. It is already segregated 1, 2, 3 and a 4, doing now a 5, about to do 3,118. Alright, so that 5 will extend according to what we've just shown or what we project. Anyway, even if it doesn't extend, All right, you know we are in a bull market, and it is just a matter of projecting targets. Where do you want to close out that trade? So we have this now on the 1 hour chart. This is our actually trade management chart taken a while back. You have the same label 1 and the 2. There's an internal 1, 2, there's a 3, 4 has finished. This is our gross extension. Everything now becomes really very simple. There's a 1, 2, this is a 3. It will take you all the way to 3062, 3112. Reject, go back to 2982, because the 3 has the ability to bounce at the 50-point moving average at the level 1, and then take off into 5, back again to 3112, maybe 3200. This is what the market wants us to think. This is what technical analysis would dictate for us to think. Now, of course, if we are more aggressive, or all of us are a bit greedy, we make that purchase into this yellow labeled wave. It's as simple as that. Anywhere, all right, and you hold this to 3600, 3700. Okay, the stop is just at that red arrow here, 2700. So supposing I was going to buy current market 3000, I believe I could wait and get a retraction back to 2982, maybe even top of a level 1, 2940. But is it worth it? Buying at $100 higher, yes, it's 3020. Is it really worth it? All right, or is it better just to go long right away? Because in reality, this is what you're saying. You're saying a 1, 2, then there's an internal 1, 2, and a 3, internal 3, and internal 4, and bingo, we are going up, if the market permits, suddenly into much higher levels. So let's raise these labels in order to understand what could happen. There's a 1, 2, this is just an internal 1 and an internal 2, this is an internal 3 and internal 4. There's an extension. We believe there's an extension. It's clear here. There is, of course. This is a higher degree level 1, 2. This is a wave 1. This is a higher degree level 1, 2 that is now supporting on that wave 1. So it is the same projection as with Bitcoin, that we are going to be taking out one cycle level altogether and moving on to the next cycle level immediately. Taking out one cycle level altogether means you are taking out one neckline altogether.